I'm gonna start out with clean nails. I took off my old set and I am just gonna use an orange wood stick to push back the cuticles, the eponychium here, the live tissue. And if you can see, I still have some debris underneath that area, so I'm just gonna very gently with this just kind of sweep away any of that debris, whatever might be on my nails, since I took off the old set. I've already manicured, so I already prepped the nail plate and removed the cuticle that had grown out onto the nail, so I'm not going to do much with that in this video. But if you can see these lines here, there's a white line here and here. Those are called Mies lines. It turns out that when I had COVID a while ago, that can cause a disruption in the nail plate, which causes that Mies line, which is why it's horizontal and it's flat and it grows out with the nail plate. And eventually those will grow out, but I'm trying to be super gentle, just not to, do anything too intense back here in this very gentle matrix area. This is where the nail plate grows out from. So just being super gentle around this area, cleaning everything up, scraping everything off. I'll finish doing that on both hands and then I'll be back. All right, now that that's done, I'm just going to take some nail cleanser and I'm going to very vigorously rub back and forth and then make sure I get right up into that cuticle area and get everything off. This stuff also acts as a dehydrator. So you'll see that it chalks up nicely, which means that I have no oils or any debris left on that nail plate and it's ready for application. So all 5 fingers have been prepped with dehydrator and cleaning, and now I'm going to apply a primer to all 5 nails. Just to help with retention of the gel polish that I'm going to put on. So I'm just going to do a smooth, even coat, avoiding contact with the skin on all 5 nails. I'm going to let that dry. And this just acts as like a tacky layer in between the product and your nails. Added insurance. So I'm going to let that air dry. This one air dry, so I'm going to let that dry and I'll be back for base coat. So as not to bore you, I'll show you one nail with base coat. So with base coat, you really want to work it into the nail. Make sure all the product and the nail have come together nicely. So what I usually do is I take the base coat and I set it about 2/3 of the way up the nail and I'll sweep that up. And then I'll use what's called the bulldozing method to kind of scoop it very gently up towards that cuticle without touching the skin. Swipe down one side and you can see I'm letting my brush kind of fan out with the base coat. Typically with gel, with the colors and top coats and other gel products, you want to float them a little bit. You wouldn't want to be pressing down this hard, but you can see I'm kind of scrubbing that base coat in just to adhere it to that natural nail a little bit better. And I'll kind of turn my hand, look for angles I haven't gotten yet with the light. And once that side looks good, I'll move on to the other side and kind of sweep around that side, again making sure not to come into contact with the skin at all. And if you do, that's okay. Just grab an orange wood stick or a Q-tip or something and clean that up before you cure. So I'm going to go ahead and apply base coat to all 5 nails. Now that I've got base coat on all 5 fingers, it's time to go into colored gel. I'm going to be using this color by Madame Glam. It's called Royal Blue. I also used Madame Glam's base coat for this. So I'll show you again on one nail and then I will go off camera and do the other 5. So Madame Glam polishes tend to be super pigmented and really great coverage. They're a little on the thicker side, I would say, for gel polishes. But again, I'm going to do that same technique and start and just kind of bulldoze up towards the cuticle and swipe down. So for gel polishes, you want thinner coats. So the thinner, the more even of a cure you're going to get, which means you usually need to do 2 to 3 coats of gel in between each curing. So again, I'm just going to get up close to that cuticle, swipe down the side, push it up a little bit closer, and just kind of always looking at from different angles and sweeping down that sidewall. Again, if you get it on your skin, that's okay. Try not to, but you can always go in with an orange wood stick like this and just clean that out before you cure. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to finish up all 5 nails and I'll be back. All done with coat 1. I am going to do the same thing for coat 2, just kind of filling in the gaps. This has amazing coverage, but you can see that if you can see in the light there, like at the tip of this one, you can see there's bald spots. So I'm going to do a second coat to fill those in. And then I'm going to go ahead and just jump right into top coat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to no wipe top coat. I think these 4, and then the ring finger, I'm going to matte top coat, and I'll explain why in a second. Okay, as you can see now, this one is matte. The rest are no wipe top coat, which you could leave it like this, looks really good. I am going to do some nail art now, and I'm going to use this chrome powder. Goodness, I don't remember where these ones are from. If I can remember, I'll try to link it somewhere if I know how to do that either. It's my first one of these. So I'll show you what I plan on doing. So for this one, I was going to do a chrome sweater design, and I was going to do this one fully chrome. So I'll show you kind of how this works. I gotta steal one of these. So I usually try to pick up, you know, whatever I can off the little lid, safety lid that comes in it. So you can see there. So what you do is you actually rub chrome right into a no wipe top coat. And if it works well, you get this amazing chrome design. I don't know if you can see that. So my plan is to try to do the sweater nail effect that you see around Pinterest and Instagram using chrome. And so because you have to rub chrome onto a no wipe top coat, the chrome will not stick to a matte surface. So my plan is to draw my sweater design in a no wipe top coat on top of the matte nail, rub it on, cure it, and then I'll show you the end result in just a bit. So for this design, again, we're doing that sweater nail. So I'm going to need a little bit of this no wipe top coat. So I'm just going to onto my little resin palette here. Got this from AliExpress. I'm going to just put a dollop, it was probably too much, of that top coat. I've got a variety of brushes here. So this one, again, I think this is like an Amazon brush. They come with caps. They're really nice, and they come in all different lengths and widths and all that good stuff. This one is the Young Nail Detailer, micro detailer brush, and if you can see how fine that tip is on there, that might help us make some of these smaller designs. So I've got a couple different brushes here. I'll move this out of the way. So for a sweater nail, you can really do a lot of different things. But I'll show you kind of the main one that I do. And so I usually get my brush kind of coated in the top coat and kind of drag it down a few times just to get excess off. And I'm going to have to do it like this because I can't. So I usually start with 2 vertical lines going down the nail, and this takes practice. And so I'll just do those 2 vertical lines down the nail like that. And at this point, if you mess up at all, this is the point to wipe it off and start over. But I'm pretty happy with these lines, so I'm gonna flash cure them, which means I'm just gonna throw them in the light for 5-10 seconds just to make sure that those don't move. Okay, I'm back. So I'm gonna do just some, maybe some diagonal lines kind of coming off of that without touching, and just kind of go down like this. And repeat that on the other side. Make sure you keep the same angle that you had, so going kind of down and away from those vertical lines. Happy with that, so I'm gonna flash cure. Now this next part is where I should probably switch brushes, but we're gonna try to keep it with this one. I'm gonna do kind of the S shape that you see. So I'm gonna start closer to one line, drag it down straight a little bit, and then kind of curve it into an S. And then you kind of keep that pattern going, starting up where the other one began as well. And you're kind of creating like a cable knit look. And this doesn't have to be perfect, but the more even you get it, the better the outcome. And then you just kind of finish it off wherever it needs to finish off. There's that. So we're gonna flash cure that. While I'm flash curing that, I'm just gonna fill up my brush. I think I've got some extra space on either side, and sometimes less is more, but other times it's, if you're doing it, might as well go big. So I'm gonna flash cure that, and then I'm gonna come on the side here, and I'm just gonna do some regular dots, we'll say. And just come down the side with little dots, just to fill in that extra space we've got. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to give this a full 30-second cure. That's what the Madame Glam top coat cures for. So I'm going to cure that, and then I will come back and show you what the chrome does. So now we've got our chrome powder back out, and again, chrome powder is only going to stick to the no wipe top coat, not to the matte parts. So if we begin to rub this onto the surface, you can see it really sticking well, and you really want to rub it in good, make sure it's stuck down good, and you get that chrome effect. I feel like the more you rub sometimes, the more even that chrome color comes out. So you want to make sure you get all of the surfaces. Like that. Looks good. Now I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. This is just an old Clinique eyeshadow brush. And I am going to brush off gently the excess that's kind of around that. And you can see how that turned out. You can see that it only stuck to that no wipe top coat that we drew the design with. So I am going to top coat these two again, and I will show you the end result. So here's what the final design would look like. I don't know if you can really see the texture. I'll take a picture and post it with this. I usually, when I'm working with chromes, I'm just going to take some more of that cleaning solution. You can see I'm going to clean up that extra powder that's kind of stuck down in my cuticles. Now that we've got that top coat on there protecting it, the design is sealed in. So I didn't explain that well. So once you rub that chrome powder on, you have to seal it with something. Otherwise, the powder will just, next time you wash your hands, rub off. But you can see I'm able to wipe that, and that chrome still stays on. I usually like to use either a black or a similar color underneath my chrome powder. So just in case, let's say it gets nicked and that top coat starts to wear down, you've got, you know, that same color underneath, so you still see that design. So hope you enjoyed.